And hello, and welcome to our first episode ever of Drinkin with the Boys. It's Chase Almy along with Corey Stevens, and we are hanging out, getting ready, and getting fucked up for some Dallas Cowboys football.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it. So we are hanging out here, just having a few drinks and talking about the boys and other things going on in life.
Approximately 20 stones throw from the star.
Yeah,
like a few.
Just right up the road.
Right up the road.
And we're live
Walking
too.
distance.
Right, we are live on Twitter right now. We're live on YouTube.
Like this is a real thing, Chase.
Yeah, this is a real deal.
Nice, let's do it.
We're live. It's quite the honor to be along here with you guys. It's a new show. We're with the Walk-Off Media. With the world.
Broadcasting
and Walk-Off
to the world.
Media.
Boom.
Along with Cold Beers and Curveballs. And we have the football side doing the Dallas Cowboys.
Hey, why haven't we talked Zeke already?
Dude, we are right there. I mean, and that's the greatest thing I had.
Case, I'm not drunk.
I was off work.
I'm not drunk.
You're not drunk?
No.
Okay.
We've been drinking with
Well,
the boys.
it's called
and
Drinkin with the Boys. It's not called Shit, I'm Drunk with the Boys.
Drunk with the boys.
Drunk with the Boys is another show that we have.
If you're a real man, you can play football when you're drunk. But if you're a cowboy, you can't.
You can't. No, Jerry Jones isn't going to allow that. But he will allow Papa John's and Miller Lite after the game. But this beside the point. I was really happy. I was off yesterday with my real job. And was hanging out with the family, and as I was going down the road, my phone just starts going off.
Whoa.
And I've got 9 notifications that Zeke gonna play.
Zeke gonna play
all damn day.
All them games.
Zeke gonna play all the games this year. So basically,
Cowboys are going 14-2 this year.
Yes.
Boom.
So it was handed down yesterday that
Quiet in the kitchen.
That pending the court is petitioner's emergency motion for temporary restraining order was granted. So that's going to push this little deal back into 2018.
Well, theoretically. Let's get into that.
It's going to take about 6 months is what the appeals court.
Yeah,
so
that's
the
a normal
judge
timeline, right?
So the judge in Sherman, Texas,
there's probably no reason to just go crazy and get it done in 3 months.
Right.
People are going to whine about that if they did.
Yeah, and the judge that heard this, very much pro union, loves the union. He's a Republican, but Obama liked him. That was kind of strange to hear.
I think it's pretty irrelevant. He's a judge, and he's trying to do the right thing.
He is, and basically that's what it is.
The case,
right?
And he said Zeke basically had the deck stacked against him when he's appealing, rather than letting even more facts come out and for him to get to defend himself.
So for anybody that is listening to us that doesn't really know what is going on,
there's a lot of people out there who are like, I'm really tired of this. They're not talking about football. And
well, no. What I'm trying to say,
field,
yeah,
and they're tired of this whole court stuff.
And so what it is a lot of people think that this judge was going to hear the case and was going to tell the arbitrator, hey, you can't do that, or hey, Roger Goodell, you can't do that, and that's not what happened. Zeke basically filed a motion that says, hey, whatever they say, I need you to block that. It was filed with the NFLPA, and I also believe the Dallas Cowboys filed papers in motion with that. And that's what it's doing. It's not saying that they can't do that. They're saying, hey, we're going to block any decision that you make based on the fact that what you're doing is going against the collective bargaining agreement that you guys have made.
And the juicy stuff from this pages of legal talk on this primary injunction is that the court is not looking at the domestic violence abuse. The court is not saying, hey, the evidence is this or that. The court's not making the decision right now. The court will, because if it seems to me in that regard that if Zeke can't get a fair hearing through the NFL's process, surely this is saying you need a fair hearing somewhere, right?
And this
so maybe that occurs in the appeals court.
Right.
It would seem like, how could you ever suspend Zeke with the knowledge, with what this district court said, that he didn't get a fair appeals hearing? Right.
Well, and here's the one thing that, I've had this discussion with many people, is, a company can hold you to a different standard.
Yes.
It's kind of exactly. If an employee of Domino's Pizza decides to go out, get completely trashed, and say something. It's not against the law. If he's of age, he's 23 years old, he's out drinking, he's partying it up. He's drinking with the boys.
Is he kind of mouthing off?
He's mouthing off.
Did he even shove his friend?
Yeah. Maybe punched a DJ in the nose.
That'd probably be unwise.
That right there is illegal. But if he's just having a good time out there and he gets a little carried away, says something that they don't like, somebody sees him in a Domino shirt, they call him like, hey, one of your employees is out here shit-faced yelling at everybody.
Sure.
He can lose his job.
Right. And so obviously, yes, companies often, every single day in America, hold their employees to different standards. Also recently in the news, the employee at Google who released a memorandum about blah, blah, X, Y, and Z, like gender equality. I don't know why he was prompted to write all this. Maybe that's his job. Maybe his job is HR related or something. But he felt compelled to write it. Well, the blowback and the aftermath of it got him fired. It wasn't about he did anything illegal. He just voiced his opinion, but he got fired. Looked bad on the company. So, yes, the NFL certainly has the ability to suspend their players when their players make the league look bad. And that's what this is a reactionary, it's a reaction to a reaction. Like 5-10 years ago, the NFL realizes that they have a perception problem because many of their players, maybe well known, maybe not, have been getting away with some either domestic violence or been in the news. People like Ray Rice, Ray Rice, but also Ray Lewis, getting in trouble with the law, maybe not being charged, just like things are looking bad, and so they wanted to start cracking down. So slowly they implemented more and more of these league policies, and they were approved in the collective bargaining agreement and approved by the union and everything. But that said, hey, if you make us look bad, we're going to suspend you for the wording that people are familiar with is conduct detrimental to the league.
Right.
And it says, hey, sure, you didn't break the law, you didn't kill anybody, you didn't steal, but you made us look bad because you're an employee for us, so we're going to suspend you. That's the normal standard. But this is not about the thing is he didn't get suspended by that standard. And honestly, if they had gone by the lighter standard, the suspension probably would have been like, yeah, you did make us look bad. Here's 3 games.
Yes.
But then they went for the
You've
6
got
games.
all of these things going on.
All of those things.
2 games is what everybody was saying. Hey, if you want to suspend him 2 games.
A week or 2 ago, that's what everybody was basically in agreement on it, is that this might, that might be the appropriate punishment.
So let's get down to basically here. Let's sum this up and how this is going. So Zeke gets suspended the 6 games.
Yes.
He appeals it.
Yes.
So Roger Goodell goes in and says, you can't bring anything up about this girl. You can't bring up her name. You can't bring up her statements. You can't bring anything up in your appeals.
Goodell threw... It seemed... Okay, so like the appeals process, it goes to an independent, in air quotes, arbitrator.
Right.
Harold
who is
Henderson,
employed by NFL.
Who has done it many times, actually. Right. And people were talking about how he reduced Kraken. His nickname was the Kraken. He played for the Cowboys defensive lineman.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry.
Not Randall Gregory.
No, obviously not.
He's not a player anymore.
drawing such a blank.
But no, he took his from like what was
Greg
it?
Hardy. Okay,
Greg Hardy
so
from
Greg
6
Hardy,
games to 4 games.
Well, I thought it was like 12 down to 4 or 10.
Yeah, 12
down to 6 or something.
Yeah.
So he reduced it. It was a big suspension. He reduced it. Well, Ray Rice, he upheld it. Like, it was a mixed bag, and people were like, okay, maybe he can be impartial.
Right.
But the thing is, it seems like there was some intimate collusion, like Goodell saying, nah, you're going to act this way. Because he wasn't even remotely, fair. And he was very, very one-sided. He didn't let Zeke's legal team question the accuser, Tiffany Thompson. They wanted to question her as a part of the appeal. Not allowed. They didn't allow Goodell. They didn't allow him to question Goodell like you were talking about.
Right.
So
they didn't. Basically, what it would be is saying, "Hey, we're going to do this as a formality.
Right.
We have to let
We're
you do
gonna
it,
go through the
but you're not
motions.
going to get anything out of this.
And
You're wasting your time.
Exactly.
Go and sit the 6 games. I am God.
Yeah.
Let's move on."
And so this is what Zeke made. His legal team made a compelling case to the U.S. District Court Judge Mazant. He said, look, this arbitration hearing, this appeal, was fundamentally unfair. That's what the judge said.
Right.
Yeah, you're right. You did not get a fair appeal.
Right. And so that's what's blockaded this. So moving forward with this, Roger Goodell pretty much, he was trying to get a 5-year extension.
Yeah.
Earlier.
I remember.
Yeah.
We were talking about that.
He pretty much guaranteed he probably isn't going to fucking get that.
They never announced that, did they?
No. But in 2 years, he's been able to piss off Jerry Jones and Robert Kraft.
Yeah.
Which should change their last name to NFL because that's pretty much who runs that. They're the Illuminati of the NFL.
Yeah.
They're your top 2-tier guys. So by doing this, he's pretty much saying, hey, you know what? I don't want to ever work for the NFL again. Let me pursue 2 of the biggest people to try to have a dick showing game. And this right here has pretty much backfired in his face.
So it seems like, I think his contract's up in 2 years, I believe.
Yeah.
So at the end of this year and then 1 year after that.
Right. Which the NFLPA is already saying that there's probably going to be a lockout in 2020 when this CBA is up and they're signing for a new one.
So 2.5 to 3 years away.
Yes.
Right. And people are nationwide talking about how you can't, with the amount of strife, the amount of the PR nightmare of the Tom Brady inflated Deflategate ball thing,
right,
and how the Patriots went to war with Roger Goodell. And it was a fundamentally different issue. People were bringing that up, how their thing was about you can't suspend over this or something. And it's a different argument. This is a different argument, the Zeke case. But you piss off 2 people, it seems like fairness gets thrown in the trash can. When there's this much PR problems, the strife and tension between ownership and the players in that regard, if it's going to just keep continuing, it's not possible to continue this way.
And here's the thing, is Roger Goodell should not be allowed to be able to put this type of thing together. The way Roger Goodell got even into football was he was a PR intern for the Jets.
Yeah.
He was a PR intern for the Jets.
That's pretty low on the totem pole.
That shouldn't even be considered a job. That shouldn't be considered anything. So for him to sit around with some type of legal ideas and things like that, he shouldn't be able to make this judgment. And that's what I'm saying is, this guy is